It's Movie Lover 120 here, and I'm here with a brand new movie review. And this movie review is going to be for one of Peter Jackson's older films. Now, we all know that legendary director, Peter Jackson, the man who directed the greatest trilogy of all time, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and one of the few actually good remakes of a 1930s film, King Kong. And also directed the Hobbit trilogy, and also produced The Adventures of Tintin, which was directed by Steven Spielberg. However, there was kind of a secret side to Peter Jackson. Before Lord of the Rings happened, he did a lot of cult slapstick horror films in the veins of the Evil Dead movies. He did films like Bad Taste, The Frighteners, and of course one of his most notorious films, cult films, Brain Dead, aka Dead Alive. Known for being the goriest movie of all time, or one of the goriest, depending on what you want to call it. Well, so, now you do think about it, what is Dead Alive about? Well, and this overprotective mother who's about a young man's mother who was bitten by a summer-turned rat monkey that was transported from an island to their local zoo. She gets sick and dies, at which time she comes back to life, killing and eating dogs, nurses, friends, and neighbors, and turning them into deranged zombies. Yeah, that's the plot of the movie. So, basically, the movie is actually called Brain Dead in certain areas, but in the United States and Canada, or North America, it is often called Dead Alive. Released in 1992 in the United States and Canada, and released in 1993 in the United Kingdom, and is set in New Zealand. And here's why. Around the time, it was more of a mixed cult film, and it bombed hard at the box office, but over the years, it's grown a massive cult following, and is often considered one of the best gory movies, and is considered a gorehound's favorite. It is often called the goriest movie of all time, while also being funny, in the veins of like Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness in a way, and is actually probably one of my favorite zombie movies of all time. Here's why this movie is really good. It's got great acting, an excellent soundtrack, with so many entertaining characters, specifically Lionel's girlfriend, the infected baby, and of course the biggest highlight being the Kung Fu priest. Some outstanding special effects, and there's so many extremely memorable quotes, such as the Kung Fu priest quote, "I kick ass for the Lord." When the zombies are at the graveyard, and he appears and he starts beating up the zombies until they kill him, which was very entertaining. And there's a lot of very funny moments with the zombies, specifically with the infected baby that Lionel takes to the park, and the baby starts going out of control, and he starts beating up this infected baby, much to the shock of 1,000 few park people that don't know that the baby's actually a zombie, and just think he's beating up a random baby. This is very entertaining, and there's definitely a lot of gross, gory stuff. Like, this is the goriest movie ever made. Like, the gore is very extreme in this movie. Like, and just over 5 gallons of gore was used in one scene. And there's an especially really disgusting scene where once, like, the mom's now getting all infected, they're being served dinner, and, like, they eat custard for dessert. Her son, and a few guests that are visiting, like, blood starts squirting in the custard. One guy, like, eats the blood that's squirted in the custard, and an ear falls in the mom's custard, so the mom eats it. Yeah. It is a funny movie, but I did kind of cringe it a few times because of how extremely bloody it is. But there was an awesome final sequence, specifically where Lionel shows up with the lawnmower, and he goes, "Party's over," and he, like, starts sawing through all the zombies and killing every single one of them. Like, over 5 gallons of blood was used in that one scene alone. alone is actually one of the gory scenes in movie history. Like, and people can say like Evil Dead 2013 is the goriest movie ever made, but that only has that record because they used blood for like one scene, which was the blood rain. This movie, however, has basically thousands of gallons of blood in almost every single scene alone. So literally, this movie is still the goriest movie ever made. So my recommendation, if you want to know much of Peter Jackson's older movies, this is definitely the one you should check out the most. It is definitely the best of all the cult horror movies he did. And especially check it out if you're a gorehound. This is considered to be a gorehound's all-time favorite movie. Like, it was even so gory and graphic at the time it was released that theaters even had to supply barf bags for all the patrons that went to see it. And if you're also a fan of zombie movies, and also a fan of movies like Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, you'll get a good laugh out of this. I recommend you just check it out. It's a great movie, one of the best zombie movies of all time, one of the best horror comedies of all time, and one of my favorite movies of all time. My second favorite Peter Jackson movie, behind the Lord of the Rings trilogy, all three of them. So yeah, I recommend you check it out. It's a great movie, and I'm going to give this movie a full-on 9 out of 10. It's a horror masterpiece in every level. And if you're a fan of gore, you will have a great time watching it. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for this review. Thank y'all for watching. And if you like this and want to see more, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Movie Lover 120.